Hey, everyone. Welcome to Unique Ways with Thomas Gerard, an audio podcast. We've got a really cool guest today. She is a gamer, a mama, a UX designer, and a Twitch affiliate streaming mostly, and you're going to have to correct me, FFXIV and worships. Please join me in welcoming zeldasauce. Welcome.
Hey, thanks, Thomas. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. You ready for 20 questions?
I'm ready.
Okay, question one. Tell me a little bit more about yourself. What do you do?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I've been streaming on Twitch for about 2.5 years now. Um, it's been a bit of a wild ride, but yeah, I also do a lot of content creation on other platforms to try to promote the Twitch as well. So trying to do the content creation thing. If anyone doesn't know what Twitch is, you basically play a video game while other people watch, and there's sub incentives to earn money with. There's other ways to earn money as well with ads and such.
Cool. Yeah, I'm super excited to have you here because typically we have designers or we have academics. Sometimes we have art world artists, but it's not often that we have a gamer on. So this is cool. Question two, what's a key piece of knowledge that makes you different?
As you also mentioned too, I have that background in design, which I feel has really helped me in this industry. So for content creation, you have to release videos. You have your own stream that has elements and emotes that you make yourself that are trying to incentivize like money, but having to not hire people to do that has saved me tons of money. It's also fun for me to actually go in and create these transitions and emotes that are custom to my interests. I've got a puppy that streams alongside with me,
Hmm.
and a lot of my emotes are based on her, and it's fun to do little cartoon dogs, and people really get a kick out of that.
That's awesome. With this podcast, it's been a really a ground up kind of thing. And I had a person who I call my mentor who walked me through how to do it. But otherwise, I would have had no idea what to do. It's super cool for me to hear about the gamer world. I wouldn't know where to start with something like that. Question three is why this of all things? Why do you do what you do?
I've always been a gamer. I mean, some people have commented, have you heard about this? And I'd heard about Twitch streaming, but I was never really into watching it until about a year before I started. And I was like, this is really cool, but I was shy, so I didn't think I could do it. I continued to watch for a little while until I finally got the courage to just hit that go live button myself. It's been really, really fun. And the fact that it can combine my passion of creativity as well as a fun element of playing video games with friends and meeting new people has been more exciting than I expected, actually.
That's awesome. I was trying to do some research about, what all this is, and I saw that you were up for some award, some gamer award. Is that
Yeah.
yeah?
I actually was just nominated last month for the Game Her Awards. So it's awards specifically targeted to female or femme presenting uh, folks, people. And it's been just amazing to hear that people are recognizing my work, and it kind of blew me away of all things. The awards are still going on, so I don't find out if I win until I believe next month. But yeah, wish me luck.
That's super awesome. Maybe at the end you can tell us where we can go to vote for you.
Sounds good.
Number four, what does your future look like?
I'm hoping I'll just continue growing on Twitch. As you mentioned, right now I am a Twitch affiliate. It basically just means you can earn through Twitch. They take about, well, it's 50-50 split. So they take half and you get half as well. There is a step up from affiliate called partner. You need an average of 75 viewers per night, plus like a reason for them to give you partners. So maybe something that makes you stand out from everyone else, or you're a good influence. I don't believe they want people that are controversial to be Twitch partners, as it is a bad look on them. I'm earning, or not earning, working my way towards Twitch partner at this point, and hopefully, I'd say within the next year is when I would go for that.
That's super awesome. I'm learning that there are ways for podcasts to compete too. And I got this email saying that we were the #2 design podcast in Hong Kong in our first month, which is pretty cool, I thought.
That's awesome.
#5 is a unique one to this podcast. The question is, let's talk about location. How does the notion of place play into what you do?
Yeah, that's a fun one for me, actually. Basically, I can do this from anywhere as long as I have good internet. So, I mean, I can't be technically anywhere, but because I have the freedom, as long as I have internet connection, I could move at any point. I could stream from anywhere. I just need the computer and the internet access. And that's really cool because a lot of jobs, tie you down to one location. And this way, even on vacation, or if I wanted to travel or even like head south for the winter one day in the future, that would be fun. It's possible.
Yeah, it's really opened up stuff for the podcast as well. Our last episode with Candy Wayono was connecting us here in Vancouver with Jakarta, Indonesia, and I never would have imagined how we can reach different places like that. So it's been great.
Yeah, I listened to hers. It was great. And it's just so cool. The whole world has opened up to everyone now, especially with I mean, not a good part of COVID, but since COVID, a lot more people have been able to work from home too. And I feel like the world's more connected now.
Yeah, I'm super glad about it too. #6 is, if you had to start from the beginning, what advice would you give your former younger self?
This was one that I didn't learn until I was probably about a year and a half, maybe even almost 2 years in, that I wish I knew from the beginning. It's very specific to this industry, but building all your social media equally, and maybe for podcasts too as well. If people can't find you, you'll never grow. And that's what I found is I just kept trying to stream onto the Twitch platform without really posting anywhere on other social medias such as Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And since I've started posting in other places, people have found me more and they're like, hey, you're pretty cool. And they drop by. If you don't promote yourself, no one's going to find you. And the platforms themselves don't seem to do a whole lot to promote people. So if I could have gone back in time, I would have started all this social media platforms and put more effort into those right from the beginning.
That's awesome, because like you're working on the branding side of it, right? Like you were dyeing your hair for your episode, is that right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting. Yeah, people have to find you, of course. #7, what's a day in your life like?
Yeah, you mentioned before I am a mother as well. So between chasing around a toddler and working on my social media stuff, I've been really busy. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff for this. So when I'm not networking, and that's, trying to meet new people, I've joined a Twitch team and met a bunch of people through there. I ended up getting promoted to a mod in the Twitch team. So I'm kind of monitoring what the team is doing and keeping an eye on everyone, solving anyone's problems. So there's a lot of networking involved in this. I'm posting on social media. I try to do a post every single day. I also have a Discord for my community where I get frequent notifications on my phone, and I try to keep up with that as well because the community wants to feel connected, and it keeps them coming back. So they feel like they can get to know me easier, and I can actually get to know them as well. So we're building connections. It's really cool, actually. And besides that, I'm doing a lot of editing, video editing for things like TikTok. I plan on beginning my YouTube here within the next month, probably, and doing design work on drawing new emotes, customizing my screens. It's a lot of work. It's all fun though. I enjoy it. And then I stream at nighttime after the kids go to bed. So it's kind of a back and forth between fitting in the social media and the posting during the day with my kids, as well as just after they go to bed. That's all stream time.
That's awesome. I'm reminded of your earlier answer that you wish you would have started building that audience sooner, but you're at the point where you have built that audience and now you're kind of trying to keep it up, right?
Yeah. So, like I said, if I had built the audience or worked on the social media earlier, it would have been easier. And now I kind of did it the longer, the harder way, which is all right, but they're there now. And I definitely don't want to lose people. And I'm trying to continue to build it as well. So it's great.
Nice. Number 8 is lifelong learning is a popular topic. How do you stay up to date?
Yeah. I mostly try to stay up to date with the design side. So there's a lot of online learning tools and different websites that do free tutorials, free, like, I don't know if they're actual real certificates, but I take the courses just to learn things. I'm not worried about certificates in that fact. But a lot of online for free. So I do that to keep the design because, as you know, you, design never stops. It always changes. There's always new things, new programs. So that doesn't end ever. There's also on the streaming side of it, I try to do a bit of research, I'd say once or twice a week, where I go through and check the stats of what games are getting the most hits. I check my stats. I try to figure out ways I can grow that way. If something's not doing good, I figure out how can I change that? What am I doing wrong? What do we need to do differently? Yeah, and just checking out what other people are doing as well. Not so much copying, but seeing what the trends are, especially on websites like TikTok. There are trends literally every day and they go so fast. It's hard to stay up to date.
Nice. And we're approaching halfway here. Number 9 is how do you deal with, oh, I'm sorry. Number 9 is what tools do you use? Are you entirely digital?
I am a digital. So basically, if I had a really good laptop, I could be streaming or doing anything from like a beach as long as I had a good internet connection. But I do have a PC as well as game consoles here that are all hooked up. So I am all digital. I don't need to work from an office. It's really cool. And I feel like a lot of jobs are going that way too. I use when I'm taking care of my child, I use my phone a lot, which is easy. Everyone's always got their phone on them. And then I also have a iPad for the drawing and designing, and then my PC, as well as a laptop that I use while streaming. So a
And
lot of different tools, and the mics. I've got a USB hub, two of them that are full because there's so many tools to use for this.
wow. And just out of my curiosity, so for the design element, you're designing things for the games, is that right?
It's for the actual stream itself. So when you're up on Twitch, you get to choose what your viewers are seeing. So you put up your game as well as a little video camera of yourself or whatnot. I have a video camera of me, and my dog has her own camera. But then the rest of it is really personal brand. So I've picked two colors basically that are my branding colors, and then a style where all of my streams have, fonts and graphics in those colors and styles. And so I'm making the screen a little bit prettier with graphics and transitions, and like emotes, like I mentioned, are really fun.
Cool. Number 10 is how do you deal with work-life balance?
It's kind of hard with me. I don't feel like I'm ever truly off with this because I don't want to feel disconnected from anyone. I don't want to miss out either. So it is a tough one. I have like my daily schedule, as I mentioned, where I am taking care of the kids as well as checking my phone, or when I have a little bit of time, I sit down and actually do a bit of design or a bit of editing. And then the streaming schedule is always the same time every single night. So I think the scheduling has helped me, but because I'm never really off, it's hard for a lot of streamers to not get burnt out. And I can see why, because some don't take any days off. I know people that have streamed for a year straight without any time off,
Mm,
as well as all that networking and stuff during the day that no one is truly thinking about. So if I am feeling really run down or sick, I just let my community know that I'm not feeling well, and they're very supportive. So I do what I need. I'm trying not to get burnt out. I'm not yet. I'm still really passionate. So maybe maybe in the future I'll need to take a small break. I haven't yet.
cool, cool. Number 11, if you weren't doing what you do now, what would you be doing?
Before I got into this, I was actually considering video game design. So it's similar. I mean, the fact that I'm playing video games instead of designing them is still really uh, close. I'm hoping one day I can still maybe do some sort of game design. Even my plan was more a mobile game or app design. So it's still in there in the back of my mind that, maybe one day when I have more time that I'll consider. But it's a similar industry, and I actually know a lot of game designers that do stream because it's such a closely connected industry.
Cool. Number 12, what would you not like to do in terms of career?
Yeah, before I did all of this, I did accounting for a few years, and I was, tied down to an office at a desk every day, going there doing the same thing. And it gets boring, and that is why I ended up going to Emily Carr to kind of change directions and be more creative and not have to be tied down to this office desk for the rest of my life. And it was a very good decision because it gave that freedom that I've been looking for, that I just didn't have before. So I'm hoping that I'll continue to be able to create, and even if it branches into a different direction, that I can keep being a digital worker and not just be back to the 9 to 5 office where you're stuck for life or stuck in traffic.
Nice. 13 is what's your favorite word, quote, or sentence?
There's a Mark Twain quote that I just love. And it says, "The secret to getting ahead is getting started."
Mm,
And I mentioned before how it took me a long time to actually get the courage to start streaming. I watched people, I seen what they did, and I admired them. And it took me a while to actually just do it. And if anyone's thinking about something like this, that's what you got to get started.
no doubt.
Um, yeah.
Number 14, what's your least favorite word, quote, or sentence?
This one's a tough one. I mean, inconsistency. It's a tough one. If you're not like people that I find, and even when I'm not consistent, it ruins what you have because no one knows what to expect from you. If you aren't consistent, no one's going to show up because they won't know when you'll be there. They won't know what you're going to be doing. It's I've noticed it ruined me at first. Again, it was another mistake that I made. So trying to at least keep yourself consistent. Least favorite.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I agree with that. Number 15, if you had to pick one word to describe yourself, what would you choose?
That one I also had a tough time with, and I asked different people, and I got a bunch of different answers. I was like, I need help. I feel like talking about yourself is probably a million times harder than other people. Um, they said kind and caring is what came up a lot. And I thought that was actually interesting because when I started streaming, it was to have fun and meet people. And then finding out that I've actually connected with people and made a difference in their life is amazing. And it makes me feel so humble that I could actually have an impact on people's lives and make their days a little better. So it makes it worth it on those hard days or that days where, maybe I'm a little tired and I wouldn't want to stream normally, but it pushes me because I'm like, man, I do it now for these people they're here for me and I'm here for them. And it's changed my life for sure.
Nice. Final stretch here. Number 16, what keeps you up at night?
I am one of those type of people that sits there and dissects everything. And at night, because I stream live, I don't get an edit button. And I always worry about things I've said. And I'll sit there and dissect and remember, oh man, did I say that? Did I handle that appropriately? When you are live, you do get a lot of good people, but you also get a bit of the negative people or the people that are trying to catch you off guard, or as they call them, trolls, where they literally are just trying to make you angry for a reaction. And I worry, like, did I handle that okay? Did it leave a good impression? I don't want to upset anyone ever. So I'm just sitting there trying to make sure that everyone's happy afterwards.
I totally get that. I was watching a live stream of this musician that I really like, and one of the first things she mentioned was that she had to filter out all the haters at the beginning. And I didn't understand that at the time, but now I totally get it. It does make sense. Number 17 is what's a dream you're chasing?
Uh, I mean, this is probably what most streamers dream of one day, is to be big enough to support yourself or your family through content alone.
Hmm.
It's a tough one. I don't know the exact number of Twitch streamers that are big, but it's far less than 1% that make a very good income. It is possible though, and I'm not giving up for sure. So gonna keep chasing that dream. And again, like I said, if it doesn't work out, I'll have a ton of experience and I'll have a lot extra design background for this. I've it's all a learned experience, and I'm happy to do it. So even though my dream is big and it doesn't happen to most people, I'll keep trying.
But it sounds like there are a lot of pieces to it too, right? There's the gaming piece, but then you're designing and you're managing a community and these different pieces, right?
Yes, absolutely. They all tie in together.
Great. Number 18, what inspires you?
As I mentioned a couple questions ago, the people, the community. I've had letters written to me saying that I've made a difference in their life.
Mm,
I've had people saying, I've had a rough day and you've got me smiling now. Like they
mm.
have no idea how good that feels like to hear that I'm actually making a difference in their life. It was not something I expected when I started, and it's been really, really nice. And like I said, it gives me the motivation to keep going on any tough days.
Number 19, any advice you'd like to share?
Um, yeah, just again, be consistent, like I mentioned earlier, but don't overdo it. Please don't burn yourself out in like whatever you're doing in any job, any industry. You need time to be yourself as well and to relax. And I know some people that are so determined and they go, 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 and they don't give themselves any time to be them and to relax, and they completely burn out, and they'll either stop completely or they'll have to take a break. And so pace yourself for sure.
And here it is, number 20. How can our listeners keep tabs on you? How do we follow you? What should we look at?
I kept it easy by keeping the same username everywhere. So if you just search up Zelda Sauce, basically anywhere, you'll find me. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch is my obviously main platform. I'll be working on YouTube soon and TikTok as well as going. So just search up, yeah, the username Zelda Sauce, all one word. That's me.
Great. Well, thank you so much. It's super inspiring to hear how being a gamer can be not only fulfilling, but like you said, you're changing people's lives. People are giving you credit for it, but you're also supporting your community and helping them feel good about what they're doing in a way, I guess. That's so important, and I think that's super great.
Oh,
Thank,
thank you.
yeah, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks, Thomas. It's good to hear from you.